Hashtags, hashtags, hashtags. You hear about them all the time and you see people using them, so you know they're important, but you don't know how to use them. I'm Subi Zimmerman, and today I'm going to teach you the basics on how to use hashtags on Instagram in your business. Hashtags are simply the words or phrases that have the pound sign in front of them. These are clickable links that add you to groups of posts where other people have used the same hashtags. You can also search words or phrases right in the Explore tab. And when you do, it will lead you to posts with hashtags that fit what you've searched, like you can see here when searching Cape Cod. When adding hashtags to your post, you need to remember not to add spaces or symbols, but having numbers is totally fine. Hashtags are the perfect way to expand your post reach, but there's lots of ways that you can go wrong with your hashtags. I'll be giving you 3 tips to help you pick the hashtags that will help your business grow. Number 1, pick out hashtags that people are actually using. Although it's really fun to make up your own hashtag, using ones that people are using will help with your organic reach, and there's already traffic there. So let's look at JF Illustration as an example. She is an amazing illustrator, and when you look at her hashtags and you click in to these hashtags, you will see she's using ones that make sense for her business. She is a fashion illustrator. She does fashion illustration. What I want to point out here, when you go into these hashtag hubs, make sure that the content that you're looking at is content that you actually want to be seen in. Because sometimes there's random content that shows up with slang words or mixed content, and you don't want to be seen in that kind of content. So fashion sketch is a beautiful hashtag for her, and I know that she's done her homework. She's also using her name as a hashtag. She's saying that she's a hashtag fashion blogger. She's from Miami. Location hashtags are good to use if it makes sense for you to do that. And then she's actually taking advantage of the fact that it was the 4th of July, and she used Statue of Liberty, July 4th, all that are relevant to the actual content that she's sharing. Here's what I suggest. Start with a brainstorm of terms that you use to talk about your business. So think about the combination of terms that make sense and are relevant. So if you're an illustrator, go ahead into that hashtag hub, look up the hashtag, and see if anyone is actually using it. And obviously, there are a lot of people using it. And then look at the other posts that are in the hashtag hub. Most importantly, is this the content that you expected to see? Because sometimes you'll be surprised at the random slang words or mixed content that you can find in some hashtags, and you don't want to waste your time there. Now, if illustrator is who you are, if you're an illustrator, going into the related hashtags is a really good strategy to see if that content is also visual content that you want to show up in. And keep looking at the related hashtags that Instagram is suggesting, especially if you are a digital illustrator. There's so many great hashtags here that are being suggested. So what you should be doing is find these suggested hashtags and really spend time discovering. I always tell people to spend time in the top 9 and to click in to the ones that actually get your attention. So this one here, for example, is getting my attention. So going into that account could be interesting, and it is a very inspirational account. Spending time here, if you're an illustrator, finding content, looking at what they're doing, looking at the hashtags that they're using is also a really good idea. Number 2 is pick the right amount of hashtags, because research has shown that posts that use 11 or more hashtags do get the most traffic. Buffer does a really good job with their hashtags and make sure that they use the ones that are relevant to the content that they're sharing. You also have to be careful that every single hashtag that you use is actually bringing people in to you, back to your account. Here's a ninja tip. Use your comment section to add the bulk of your hashtags like Buffer did here. And this way your post descriptions are really clean. They have 3 hashtags in their description, but as you can see, the bulk of them were immediately added right after they posted. And that's really important too, is to add them right away. And my third tip is to make sure that each hashtag that you use for your business actually will drive traffic back to your business or get eyeballs on your business. So this could be as simple as a description of your product, the materials that you're using, whether it's a locally based hashtag. Everything you pick should make sense, just like these hashtags did for Editor App. And this means that you should not use hashtags that are not relevant to your business just because they're popular. They should always align with your content and your theme. Here's a ninja tip. Make a document, either in Evernote, I use my iPhone, where you have a bunch of your hashtags saved for an easy and quick copy and paste into your post, especially if you're going to put it in the comments. This is going to save you a lot of time and it will cut back on any spelling errors. Hashtags can be a headache, but they are crucial for your organic Instagram growth. Those are the basics, but there is so much more to learn. So I linked right here in the description below 2 things for you. The first one is an advanced hashtag social media class. And the second one is my hashtag handbook. This is essentially a library of over 35 different hashtag categories. And for the week that this video is posted, you can get 20% off, which is $38.38. So check those out to learn even more about mastering hashtags.